This is Craig Haugard with your Financial Issues Ag Update. Well, the corn market hitched a ride higher on the coattails of soybeans yesterday. Gains were limited from a lack of fresh supportive news and ideas that there may be no big Chinese buying of U.S. goods until after the containment of the Chinese coronavirus. The market continues to hear talk of a large crop going into the ground this spring, but before that can happen, some areas still need to harvest last fall's crop. It's estimated that 49% of North Dakota's corn crop is still in the field. As I record this, the overnight spot corn futures are trading up half a cent. The soybean market started out higher on a technical bounce after the recent weakness, but prices were tempered from big crop ideas in Brazil and Argentina, and while beans closed higher yesterday, they were off the daily highs that were made early in the session, as there was just kind of a lack of overall fresh supportive news to keep that bullish momentum going. Brazil's soybean production is estimated at 124 million metric tons, which is up 7 million from last year. Early yield reports coming in from the Mato Grosso region are said to be really good, running at 57.1 bushels per acre. Yesterday it was rumored that China is being a buyer of Brazilian beans for the March and April time period, and they're trading at about a 15-cent discount to U.S. soybeans. In the overnight trade, however, the market's kind of shrugging off that South American news as we have soybean futures trading up a nickel as I record this. The wheat market saw some technical buying, which allowed Chicago and Kansas City to close higher, although Minneapolis was lower for the session. The U.S. Southern Plains should see beneficial moisture from this week's winter storm that's moving up from the south. That should be beneficial to the hard red winter wheat crop. In the overnight trade, Chicago and Kansas City are each up a nickel, while Minneapolis is trading 4 cents higher. Cotton futures bucked recent history and closed stronger, with the March futures closing 51 points higher as they settle at 67.35. In the overnight trade, we have a continuation of that, with spot futures up an additional 75 points. Livestock futures turn in a split session. Live cattle futures were slightly lower, with the April contract finishing the day down 7.5 cents. While March feeder cattle were 85 cents higher. Lean hog futures lost a little ground, with April futures closing down 40 points. Class 3 milk futures slipped a bit yesterday, with March futures closing 8 points lower, settling at 17.30. In the overnight trade, we're seeing a little bit additional slippage, with the spot futures down 2 points. Cash livestock markets were split. At the close, we had choice beef boxes 63 cents lower to close at $210.93, while selects were 9 cents higher as they settled at $207.51. Pork carcass values were $1.71 lower, closing the day at $68.13 per hundredweight. This has been Craig Haugard with your Financial Issues Ag Update. We'll be right back with more financial issues after this.